And here we are. It's taken me a moment to gather the spoons to the drawer to get this out here. And if I'm being honest, I'm really not going to say anything new. But it is through sustained ritual that we are able to see the embodied wisdom come to life in our day to day. So, what do I have to share this full moon in Cancer in tropical astrology? Well, the moon is at home here. I bet you feel full as fuck. I bet your emotions are waning and waxing by the millisecond. One moment you might feel like the world's largest Krabby Patty, and the next you might be nesting, decorating, rearranging. All in all, I hope you're tending to the hearth of you, remembering that Cancer is not only ruled by the moon, it also holds rulership over our bodies, which are our first home. Cancer being the ruler of the fourth house, the ruler of the home. I truly feel like the focus is on our shells. It's a new Gregorian year, so I'm sure you've got a lot of ideas around the new starts, new beginnings that you want to be already lived in by now. We're only 3 days in, okay? And yes, a lot has happened on a global scale out there in the world. So it makes sense that it would ricochet into our shells at home as well. And in the theme of home, it makes a lot of sense that the powers that be would create this reoccurring cyclical experience of being displaced within our own shells, of our humanity, in our relationships, and the way we relate to our ecosystem as a whole, including the relationship we have with ourselves. So, some tips, no tricks. Get in tune with your mundane. Our relationship to the mundane in our life is a direct correlation to our relationship to the magic and medicine available to our life, in our livelihoods. So yes, there are dishes that need to be done. Maybe you need to scoop a litter box. Maybe you need to take a fucking shower. Maybe you need to take a bath. But baby in the bath. And don't throw them out either. But maybe what you really need to do is place your hand on your chest and remind yourself that you're here. You're worthy of being here. That you are needed here. That you are worthy of taking the time it takes. I'm also reminded of just the way a crab walks. You know, there's no linear direction in where you're getting to or from. There is strategy. There is pivots needed. And you know, maybe a little angst along the way if something gets in your way. But there is a constant reminder of the importance of protection needed. So the spiritual hygiene you've been a little slacking on, get it wrapped up. Come on now. And on the other hand of that, or claw, if you've been so wrapped up in the relationship of protecting yourself or everything being a potential threat, this elimination might be showing you the way that perfectionism is getting in the way of accessing vulnerability. And I imagine the patterns that are coming up aren't just something that lives within you and something your body has learned over time. There's most likely an ancestral connection to the things that are being illuminated as well. What is taking place in the macro is also taking place in the micro. And that language is in no way, shape, or form to shrink the human experience, because the micro that lives in our day to day, that lives in our relationship to the world, to the relationship to each other, ends up on the macro stage when it comes to taking initiative, moving forward, feeling connected, and having the ability to be able to trust ourselves, our intuition, and each other. So, what kind of nurturing are you in need of in this moment? And in a Western world that loves language to intellectualize how we're feeling, let yourself live in the uncertainty of it all too, if you don't know. If you can't place the need or how to take action for that need, or why you feel that way, can you let yourself just be a buoy in the water with the wave? The thing about the moon is it changes signs every 3 days. If you have anybody in your life with Cancer placements, or maybe you even have Cancer in your chart, I know you're no stranger to feeling left in the dark. Being in intimate relationship to a luminary in this way, luminary being the moon and the sun, the energy shifts quick, moves like day and night. It's kind of like that saying, the only way through is through. The sooner you allow yourself to feel what is here now, the sooner and hopefully more sustainably you'll be able to feel into what's coming or what you desire moving forward. So, have you allowed yourself to change your mind about something since the beginning of this video? Has your mind or the way that your body-mind feels about something changed since the beginning of today or whenever you started your day? I hope you give yourself permission to feel a new way. Don't let remaining loyal to your struggle prevent you from receiving the nourishment you need today and always and always. So how about a card? How about a card before we go our own ways? So we had to drop down and get the eagle on the floor. We got 2 of Pentacles. And we got 8 of Swords. We got the Ace of Wands on the bottom of the deck. My relationship to the 2 of Pentacles is always this tightrope of balancing, of really a dance, this dance of moving from a space of this and but also, and not a space of binary all or nothing thinking. And the Eight of Swords really being this own personal, really prison that we create. And if you're here, I'm hoping we're on the same frequency and you're abolitionist. So, what ways are you your own oppressor? Do you know that the embodiment of liberation can come from joy and creation and not just death and destruction? And I feel like this Ace of Wands is really speaking to the fire that we're all probably feeling and reeling with in this moment of wanting to move forward, but there's still so much that needs to be integrated of our past and really our present. How can we better discern between self preservation or reclusive self hate and denial? How can you expand so fiercely that it's worth the hell of restructuring in the chaos of believing? We decide the definition of creation. So, with earth, air, and fire, how can you be water, my friend? If you're looking for a communal space to unfurl, release, integrate, and begin again, I'll be facilitating Closing Out the Loop on Wednesday, January 7th, 7:30 to 9:30 Central Standard Time. My books for one-on-one sessions from January to June are open, and until the new moon on January 18th, they're 20% off. And enrollment for my 18th month-long school, A Weaver's Retrieval Continuum, will be opening up soon. I'll be sharing much more information about that as well on my email list. But we have a live call scheduled for the day after our first eclipse this year on February 18th, where you'll get to learn a little about me, the origin story of Weavers, and what's came to be over the last 2 wheels of it, and what I hope for the third. And all of these links can be found in my bio. Take care.